I never thought that renting a regular apartment could turn into a real nightmare. It all started when I moved into an old building on the outskirts of the city. Cheap rent, almost no neighbors, and a strangely friendly landlord. The first few days were normal. Quiet evenings, the creak of old floorboards, the smell of dust and dampness. But by the first nights, I felt a strange atmosphere, as if the air was thicker than usual, and the sounds behind the walls seemed too clear. On the third night, I heard a light knock. At first, I thought it was just the old building settling, but the sound repeated exactly 3 times, with equal intervals, as if someone was trying to get my attention. I left the room. No one was there. The knocking stopped. But I felt a chill run down my spine, and the feeling stayed with me all day. By the 4th night, things got worse. I heard a faint whisper, barely audible, as if someone was standing behind my closet door. At first, I tried to convince myself it was the wind or the old building playing tricks, but the closet was closed, the windows too. I couldn't sleep. My heart was racing, and every floorboard creak made me jump. In the dark, the walls seemed to shift, and shadows slid across the corners as if watching my every move. On the 5th night, I could no longer ignore what was happening. The knocking grew louder. Footsteps echoed through the hallway, and the whisper became clearer. "I'm waiting for you." I turned the lights on and off. The darkness stayed dense, almost swallowing the light. I decided to record the sounds on my phone. On a playback, there were strange, unnatural noises I hadn't heard in real life. Creaks, breathing, the crunch of something breaking, like a huge beast moving slowly behind the walls. By the 6th night, I understood this was no trick of my imagination. I tried to sleep with the lights on, but the darkness felt thicker than usual. A silhouette appeared in the corner when the light flickered. It stood motionless, its eyes empty, yet I felt them burning through me. Every breath echoed loudly in my head. I decided I needed an explanation. I read articles about the paranormal, eyewitness accounts, but nothing matched. On the 7th night, I woke from a cold sensation on my neck. Someone was breathing right next to me. I turned on the light and saw it fully, a dark figure, almost human in proportions, its arms reaching the floor, face blurred like a reflection in water, eyes hollow. I tried to run, but the door was locked. My phone was dead, and outside the windows was impenetrable darkness. Every sound seemed like a harbinger of something terrible. I could hear footsteps repeating at different speeds, breathing changing, sometimes too loud, sometimes disappearing entirely. I began to understand. This wasn't just a shadow. It was a consciousness observing me. On the 8th night, I received a note. "You're too late." I didn't know from whom, but the feeling of dread overwhelmed me. Attempts to leave the apartment failed. The hallway seemed to narrow, the floor creaked underfoot, and the dark figure was always there, even when I didn't see it. The last few days, I didn't sleep, afraid to blink. Every sound, a floorboard creak, water dripping, furniture scraping, became a prelude to another encounter with the shadow. I began hearing voices, repeating my thoughts, promising I would not escape. And then, one night, everything changed. I woke with the sensation that someone was standing right over me. With the lights on, I saw it completely. A shadow with human features, twisted beyond recognition, eyes empty, arms long and thin like tree shadows. It stared at me and slowly smiled. I couldn't move. I gathered all my strength and ran out of the apartment. Outside, silence. I never went back. But sometimes, passing by the building, I hear 3 knocks and my heart races. I know the shadow is there, where I left it, and one day it will come for me again. And now, every time I turn on a light or see my reflection in a mirror, I feel it watching. It hasn't gone. It's always near, hidden in the corners, ready to drag me back to that night, to that apartment, where fear became reality.